Tonight's story is a subscriber submitted story from my dear friend Pink, and it's a Dogman encounter, if not an attempted Dogman attack. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy this. Please let us know down below in the comments. As ever guys, please do like and share. Without further ado, let's get into tonight's Dogman encounter. This is my encounter when I was just 7 years old in Devon, England. There were three of us, three girls, all about the same age. It's a short but frightening encounter. We used to wander the countryside for miles. It was safe back then to let your kids run free. We lived in a village called Stoodley. It was not a very big village compared to others in Devon. We had been walking through the woods looking for hedgehog homes and foxes, and it was a lovely warm day. We pretty much could go anywhere, no boundaries. This is the England I remember. We started to pick the little wild strawberries that grow in the same area each year. They grew profusely at the bottom of a lane that was shrouded in trees, lots of moss, and it was always a bit dark up that lane. A lane, by the way, is basically a very small road, and this one was a dirt road, and it was always, all year round, had a very negative feel to it. We never went up it because of that. Maybe only about 10 or 15 feet up it to get to the strawberries. Well, this particular day, one of the oldest of the three girls said to us, "I dare you to go up it." We said, "No, you do it." She would not, but started to say that we were babies. So much for that, as she would not go herself. Anyway, it was getting on into late afternoon. The sun was going down, but still a lot of light, and it started to get a bit cold. We had eaten all the wild ripe strawberries we could find. Now it was time to head home. It was feeling really creepy, strange. I felt like we were not alone. The other two girls felt it too. We talked in hushed voices because there was some rustling in the woods just to the left of us, but we could not see anything. Then we heard a fox scream, which made the hair on my neck stand up. That always freaked me out. I never got used to that scream. Time to go home, we decided, while walking really close together, each one of us wanting to just be the one in the middle. Home was about 400 metres down the road for me, and a little bit further for them. Walking down the road towards home, to the right was a house and woods. To the left was the woods and fields coming from the wood line with hedges that were about 8 feet tall. For no obvious reason, we felt like we were being followed. But looking around, we could not see anything or hear anything. But we all had that sense of urgency to just get the hell out of there. Then I heard a thud sound. I said, "Shh, listen, there is something on the other side of the hedge." Looking up at the top of the hedge, and to our horror, was this huge creature. It was 10 feet tall at least, looking over the very thick hedge and also peering down at us with its long snout and dark, shaggy fur. It started making a low growl that seemed to just consume the air around us. We screamed all at the same time, and when I say screamed, it was a long, continuous scream as we all began to run towards my house. This thing kept up with us with no effort. It looked like it was taking long strides on the other side of the hedge, even though we could not see its legs. We could see its shoulders and arm movements, and it was not looking like it was running. The growling got louder as we ran, trying to grab onto each other so as to not be the one left behind for this thing that wanted to get us. The feeling of fear and terror filled every cell in my body. It consumed me to my very soul. We ran to my house, which was on the other side of the road, trying to get into the house, but the damn door was locked. Still screaming, my mother came to the door and said, "What is the matter with you all?" We said, "There is a giant thing in the field and it chased us." She said, "Don't be silly. You have all got upset over something you imagined." "No, it's true," we said. "Can you take the girls home?" We all pleaded with her. But she said, "You only live a little further down the road. You can walk." Which they did, most reluctantly. When we saw each other a few days later, I asked them, did they tell their parents? Indeed they did, and they had the same response, that it's your imagination. Well, it was not. It's true. And I remember it like it happened today. It was psychologically very, very disturbing. It did not make sense, and I could not put a name to it. I just did not know what it was at all. All I did know was this thing was huge and hairy and walked slightly odd and had the meanest, most frightening growl you could ever imagine. For years I had nightmares of wolves, even though I did not see this creature as a wolf. Somewhere in my mind it must have connected that this was wolf-like and very dangerous. I know it's a short encounter, but it has stuck with me for over 50 years. I still don't like to be out when it's getting dusk, and I have a fear that I might see it again. But after all these years, I can now put a name to that creature. Dogman. Warm regards, Pink. Wow, thank you so much, Pink, for sending that over to me. A very chilling encounter that strikes really close to home for myself, with it being in England. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please do let us know down below in the comments. As ever, guys, please do like and share. And remember, folks, be safe, not sorry.